Hello everyone, this is Greater Height Noble Family. In our last video, I said to us that there are many factors that can make students not to graduate from studies or universities. One of the factors is what I'm going to discuss with you today. The factor is unableness to choose a researchable project topic. I say again, unable to choose a researchable project topic. At the peak of everyone's study, mostly in the tertiary institutions, you will be asked, your university will ask you, your university or your program leader will assign a supervisor to every student. And this supervisor has major role to play that will make you to be successful or not to be successful in your studies. A supervisor is a person who has the major role. A supervisor is a person who has the major role of one person who has the major role of one, to guide a student, two, to evaluate a student. Some students, should I say, many students are ignorant of this role. Okay, let me take it down a bit. Some universities, when you are about to write your dissertation or project, they assign you to a supervisor. And also, they will supply you what is called brief, assessment brief, project brief, or assignment brief. In this brief, you will have all the requirements, step-by-step requirements that you need to follow as a student. But in this brief, some universities will list numbers of programs that the students must follow. And this program that will be listed, you are only allowed to choose one out of the whole program. So university list the program like this. 1, they will ask you transportation. 2, logistic and supply. 3, intercultural competence. 4, corporate social responsibility. 5, communication skill. For those that are into tech or security, you will hear supply chain challenges. You will hear supply chain challenges and others. Now, after your university listed all these researchable programs, they will now ask you to choose one out of these research programs. In this case, you will now go and choose. Let's say, for instance, out of the whole program that was listed, you saw employment management. Let's say, for example, they mentioned employment management there. Okay, now, after this, I will now assign you to a supervisor. And your supervisor will send you an email acknowledging or letting you know that he or she will supervise you in this, your dissertation writing. So supervisor will ask you, kindly send in 1, project topic. 2, research objective. 3, theoretical framework. This is what your supervisor will request from you. In this situation, already they have listed all the programs for you. Though in some cases, for those doing MSCs, your supervisor might ask you to choose project topic yourself. So in this situation, you can choose project topic yourself. So, but now I'm dealing on what was stated in the project brief by your university. So now in the project brief, they have mentioned employment management or employment management strategy, for example. Now, what you do among all the research programs that they have mentioned, you will now come up and say, to answer your supervisor, you said you will now write to capture, to present acceptable project topic. You will write, you will capture it like this. evaluation of employment strategy. If you are doing a case study, you put it this way: evaluation of employment strategy, a case study of Dangote cement industry, Nigeria. Do you get that? I will say it again. If you are choosing employment strategy or employment management strategy from the research program that your school listed in the assessment or project brief, you will choose employment management strategy, a case study of Dangote cement industry. That is your topic. Very short. You don't need to say, or you don't need to write ambiguous research project topic. So after you select this topic, I will say it again: critical evaluation of employment management strategy, a case study of Dangote cement industry, Nigeria. Now, this is a case study. You are not going to leave it general, because when you leave it general, if you don't mention like Dangote cement industry in Nigeria, that means you want to research on employment management strategy in the whole world. You have to cite a particular location. In this case, we are going to evaluate Dangote cement industry in Nigeria, and we are going to look into Dangote employment management strategy in Nigeria. Now, you have gotten as a researchable project topic. Now, to answer your supervisor in the case of objective, you will now say your objective like this. Objective 1, to evaluate employment management strategy from a theoretical perspective. 2, evaluate Dangote employment in Nigeria. 3, to analyze public perception of Dangote employment strategy. The next, you cannot say to analyze criteria for Dangote employment. The next, you will now write to provide innovative recommendation for organizations. You're going to say organization. You are not going to limit it to Dangote, because your focus there when you are making recommendation is not only Dangote business that will read it. Other management, other organization in other countries, they will have access to your dissertation and they will pay attention to your recommendation. So now the theoretical perspective has to do with research model and theory that you will use. So when we get to how to structure chapter 1, chapter 2, I will throw more light into this. So the theory that you are going to use, you will tell your supervisor, is, let's say for instance, you are talking of a critical evaluation of critical evaluation of employment management. That is what you want to research on. Okay, now the theory or the model you are going to use. 1, the model, you might decide to use Caro CSR, Caro Corporate Social Responsibility model. You might decide to use Maslow hierarchy of social needs. There are many models that you can use to buttress your point. In the aspect of theory, you can decide to use stakeholder theory. So when we get to chapter 1, chapter 2, I will throw more light into all this. So this is what you will write in Word document and send it to your supervisor for her to consider it and also make correction and send it back to you. Why this stage is very important is that you need to sell yourself to your supervisor. If you don't sell yourself to your supervisor this time, you're going to miss it. Remember that your supervisor have 2 approaches to follow. Why supervisor? 1 is guidance approach. 2 is examination approach. So when you present this perfectly to your supervisor, supervisor will take guidance approach, meaning you know what you are doing at master's level. When you misstep in this very stage of presenting your project topic, your supervisor will see you as somebody who is not matured to do that project or that research. First impression matters much in every situation. First impression. So project topic is the first impression, is where you will sell yourself to your supervisor. That is why it's very important for you to be successful in your academics, in your project, in your dissertation. So a well-structured project topic is what will make your research to be successful. So avoid making your supervisor to take the examination approach. How do you know that your supervisor have taken examination approach? One, your supervisor will answer you this way: at this level of your education, you should know what is expected of you. She will answer you, check my feedback. So when your supervisor started sounding like this, finger cross, check your assessment brief, check the feedback he or she gave you last time. That is a flag to know that your supervisor has taken examination approach. So why research topic is very important is that is a stage that your supervisor will know your capacity. Your mental capacity is this very stage. When you present acceptable project topic, that is when your supervisor will rate you high. When you present unacceptable or ambiguous research topic, your supervisor will rate you low. In the future, if you struggle to present or make correction on those changes or those errors that you have made in the first impression, already you have sold yourself to your supervisor. Let's say, for instance, when you are speaking with your son or your daughter, you know the voice of your son. You know the voice of your son. This is my son speaking. This is my daughter speaking. This is my father speaking. This is my mother speaking. That is how your supervisor will get used to you. It is this stage of project topic that will set the ground for you as a student. I wish you well in your project topic writing. See you in my next video.